Ever wonder why breaking bad habits feels like an uphill battle? Research indicates that a significant number of people struggle with breaking bad habits. In fact, studies suggest that around 80% of individuals who attempt to adopt new habits or break old ones will fail within the first few weeks. This high rate of failure highlights the challenges many of us face in trying to change our behavior. Today, we'll talk about how you can successfully overcome them. Plus, stick around for the Huddle, where I'll share my new motto, personal journey, and bonus insights around building a healthier relationship with food. Let's begin by understanding why breaking bad habits can feel so tough. It's not just you, it's how our brains are wired. Habit loop. Habits are ingrained in our brain's neural pathways through a loop of cue, routine, and reward. This loop becomes automatic over time, making it hard to break. Comfort and familiarity. Bad habits often provide immediate comfort or gratification, even if they are detrimental in the long run. The familiarity and ease of falling back into these patterns make them hard to abandon. Lack of motivation. Changing habits requires a strong, sustained motivation. Without a compelling reason to change, it's easy to revert to old behaviors, especially when faced with stress or fatigue. Resistance to change. Humans are creatures of habit and naturally resist change. The brain tends to prefer familiar routines, which feel safer and require less cognitive effort. Delayed gratification. Forming new, healthier habits often involves delayed gratification, which can be difficult to maintain when the rewards are not immediate. Emotional and psychological factors. Bad habits can be coping mechanisms for stress, anxiety, or other emotional issues. Addressing the root causes of these emotions is crucial but challenging. Environmental and social influences. Surroundings and social circles can reinforce bad habits. If the people around you engage in similar behaviors, it becomes harder to break away from them. Self-control and willpower. Willpower is a finite resource. When it's depleted, we may find it harder to resist temptations and stick to our goals. Lack of immediate results. Changing habits is a gradual process, and the lack of immediate results can be discouraging. This can lead to frustration and abandonment of efforts. Negative self-perception. When we perceive ourselves as incapable of change or lacking confidence in our ability to succeed, it can hinder our efforts to break bad habits. Many people quit their efforts to change habits too early, often due to frustration and lack of immediate results. Research shows that 43% of people expect to abandon their goals by the second month. When trying to stop bad habits or start good ones, it's important to recognize that perseverance is key. Overcoming the initial challenges and sticking with a new habit long enough can lead to success, as consistency and patience are crucial. Now that we understand the challenges, let's talk about the habits we need to implement to overcome them. 1. Awareness and mindfulness. Start by becoming aware of your triggers and routines. Keep a journal or use an app to track your habits and note what prompts them. For example, if you're trying to eat healthier, note when and why you reach for unhealthy snacks. 2. Set clear goals. Define what you want to achieve and break it down into smaller, manageable steps. If you want to stop overeating, start by setting a goal to eat smaller portions or to incorporate more vegetables into your meals. 3. Replace bad habits with good ones. Rather than just trying to eliminate a bad habit, replace it with a positive one. For instance, if you tend to overeat when stressed, find a healthier way to cope with stress, like taking a walk or practicing deep breathing exercises. 4. Build a support system. Surround yourself with people who support your goals. Share your journey with friends or join a group where you can exchange tips and encouragement. 5. Connect the dots. Recognize that every step forward is a victory and will contribute towards your longer-term goals. 6. Be patient and persistent. Remember that breaking bad habits is a journey, not a destination. Be kind to yourself and stay persistent even if you face setbacks. You know, one of the reasons I think habits are so tough to start or stop is because we often try to do too much too quickly. Change is a big deal, and to really succeed, we need to zero in on one major goal and give ourselves plenty of time to reach it. Plus, when we finally pick the habit we want to work on, we might struggle with knowing how to actually apply it in our lives. Growing up, my mom was an amazing cook, and love in our house was often expressed through food. I developed a habit of overeating because food was associated with comfort and love. Breaking this habit was tough, but I applied the steps we've discussed today. I started by being mindful of what I ate and why. I noticed that I often ate when I was stressed. I learned that healthy food doesn't have to be bland. I started experimenting with delicious recipes that were also good for me. I set small, achievable goals, like eating a salad before every meal or drinking a glass of water before snacking. I shared my goals with my friends, and their support made a huge difference. I celebrated every small victory, like choosing fruit over chips or stopping eating when I was full. By implementing these habits, I gradually built a healthier relationship with food. It's still a journey, but every day I feel more in control and healthier. I gave myself a lot of time, 1 year to be exact, to reach my weight goal, and then another 6 months to learn how to maintain it for long-term sustainability. I was seeking a life change and didn't want to end up yo-yo dieting. And for the first time in my life, it worked. Habits are hard, but if you truly want to make a change, I have no doubt that you too can achieve your goals if you start small by deciding on what you want to accomplish, think long-term, and set realistic expectations. What is your biggest struggle with stopping or starting a habit? Leave a comment below.